Minecraft, we're taking a look at the Super Circuit Pack. So what this is a 4J creation that adds a really weird sort of almost Tron-esque style to the game. It's a really cool aesthetic, and I'm kind of really happy to show this off. So obviously, texture pack changes the look of the game. You're seeing that with some of the creatures. We'll have more to show off later. This also comes with a number of skins to kind of match the style for your actual character, so that's cool. So these are the Beehives, the latest update in the melon in the front there. Here are kind of just a sampling of how the weapons and the armor looks. And if you do have any questions or like to see more items included in future texture pack reviews, let me know. I think I've covered the gist of it. So to the left there are the terracotta designs, and then to the right we have a lot of the regular items you'll be using a lot, such as, crafting tables, chests, and everything like that. You're very much work-oriented items. Again, everything carries a really cool sort of futuristic look to it that I think is fantastic. Here are some paintings, just so you get a look at how that is. So they're more like basically screens you would have, like text screens. You could use this as a really cool ship-based design, like a futuristic ship and everything like that. So there are a number of minerals. There are more of our wood blocks, and just kind of our, basic setup for the essentials, what you find and use in the game. Here are some of our more easygoing, docile creatures. Again, everything's got that super cool cybernetic look. And here are some of our pals that cannot go outside without getting burnt alive in the day. That's kind of interesting. Anyways, definitely a really cool sort of map. I love the aesthetic and the design of what this texture brings on this level. There's some fence posts and how the fire looks really neat. I love the particling on that. Really cool. Here's what a general sort of like mountain style looks like, and we're going to show off a realm later on, my realm, so you get an idea further of what it can do in a more dense city structuring. Here's a bunch of creatures just kind of roaming out doing their own thing, just so you get again an idea of what it looks like. The watering, and then we look out to the distance. It actually looks kind of natural until you get up close. I just really love the look of the cybernetic thing. I wish they would have done I guess the trees are cool, but when you look from a distance, it's kind of like they look like regular leaves. I guess they look really sick when you get up close, but I do really like the look of what they've provided here. This is a very cool, again, Tron-esque style, and I think you could make some really interesting looking, like space type, or space, but sci-fi type maps. I think would be really cool, or really tech-focused, cyberpunk style ones with this. So we're going to take a look at just the general items, looking at the all here, so you get an idea, like all the different block types and everything. So again, we got our construction, our wools here, chiseled stones and that. I really do quite like the look of it. The brick, really neat, very aesthetically pleasing. Again, there's the carpeting, goes with the wool, obviously. And then we got our concrete. It's more of like an actual, something you see in like a swimming pool, which I think is kind of cool. I'm digging it, and the terracotta is so weird looking. Really, really neat. And then we get to like the food section. Well, we can show off the logs, but you kind of saw those earlier. But the food section, really cool, really sort of clean cut, neat looking. It's a very different aesthetic and style. The flowers are just really neat because it's kind of basic in its design, but yet it's super futuristic looking, and it's hard to strike a balance, at least I think so in texture packs, of making something look like the item it's supposed to be still, but also be something that looks wildly different. And I think they kind of nailed it here with this one. The horse armor, very neat. We got all the potions, very colorful, very cool. Here we've got like the beds, the different designs. It kind of looks like something you'd be like in Cairo Sleep or whatever. And then the music discs are like, music things. I think that's kind of neat. The buckets, fish, really cool. Then the books, just like files, whatever. Boats, they're okay. I think the minecarts are really cool looking. Maybe I should set up a minecart area. All this stuff. And then obviously there's like the eggs and everything like that. But we're going to switch over to the realm so you get a look at what that is like for this texture pack here. Okay, so here's the realm. Again, very much a more city-focused area. Seeing very cybernetic in its design with the grass because it's so smooth there. but keep in mind the performance is going to be a little bit lowered here just due to the design and everything like that, and how much content is actually available here in the draw distance. Anyways, get it out here in this window, kind of the glass style. Glass, really cool, got the lines on it. Kind of reminds me of I guess a CRT would be the screen type I'm thinking of there. Really cool looking weapons. We're gonna turn that off though, so it's more of like a clean visibility look. Roses, really cool. Really neat design here. I'm very much impressed with the look of it. I love the blocks are so smooth. This is just like a really neat design. At least I think so. Take a walk through here so you get an idea of what more landscaped area would look like with this. I think just it really does wonders and kind of transforms you out of an area. And it's amazing how uniform it all kind of looks together. Because I mean, this design is entirely different than what you're seeing on the grass, which is more of a simple circuit look. I'm just generally really pleased by what they were able to really build here. I think it's kind of really neat, from the animals to the design of the background to the flora, the general blocks. It's like a completely different sort of wildly looking cyberpunk cybernetic world. It's crazy. And animals, so cool looking. And it also comes with a number of skins, as I've mentioned. So you do get something to match the world too if you want to get dressed up. And it very much feels kind of like a Tron world, like I was mentioning. If you're familiar with Tron, people might not be today, which I think really does sort of benefit this quite a bit with the design. It's really neat. We're going to get a different angle when we run over here. Again, just kind of showing off the look of like this landscape, and something that I think is more of a dense city structure, which is of course something that might be a little different to kind of get an idea of, because with their setup template maps, you're getting a look at something that is set up for this, whereas this is more of a natural city where we've taken this texture pack and we've just added it onto our existing world, and kind of what that does. I should really download the newer backup though. That would be ideal, because this one is a little bit broken up from all these testing situations. We're just getting up to the top of this tower to show off another perspective here. Again, some of the paintings in action. I think they've done a really, really great job with this one. I'm thoroughly impressed. Seriously, this is like a really neat, different looking sort of texturing pack. Because again, it looks like the buildings we know, it looks like the structures and the items we know, but yet entirely different in their design. And I think that's something that is really quite hard to capture. So we've got one more map just to show off another little design of what to expect here for this texturing pack. So this level isn't quite as fancy as the other one, but I think it's got a really nice setup to kind of show off certain aspects, like the bees, the beehives. That's literally what we were doing in this area last time, and I kind of give an idea what that's like. But what I really enjoy about this one is we have this lovely little tiny garden area that's got like a cherry blossom inspired trees going on here, and it's just a really in-depth area created by our great landscaper Grumbly. He does a fantastic job, but it really looks cool with the fencing, the brick, and everything like that. It's really, really neat looking. Just generally love the design of what this texture pack provides. I think it absolutely kind of nails what they're going for, and it brings something entirely different looking into the game. I'm just really quite impressed with what they were able to do here. Oh, the Ender Dragon thing, that's really neat. But generally, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this look at the texture pack, gotten a good idea of what it provides aesthetically and visually to the game. And, just in case you're wanting to use it in your world, I mean, it's a good sort of option for doing something completely outside of the box. I don't think I've quite seen something like this on the store. And here's what a town would look like. Really, really neat. Yeah, I think it's really interesting for particular projects. I think it's going to be something that you might find particularly helpful or interesting to add to your particular builds or your worlds, especially if you're doing something where it's like, again, futuristic ship or cyberpunk. Yeah, it absolutely knocks it out of the park there. Ooh, and some bees.